about that?
She called me very early in the morning. About the incident and asked me if I would come over and keep her company.
Did she say why she wanted you to keep her company?
I think it was because she was afraid.
How would you describe her demeanor when she contacted you?
She was pretty shook up.
What did you do when you got to her house?
She showed me basically what had happened, or described to me what had happened and what windows were involved.
At some point, did you walk into her backyard?
Yes, she did. We both went outside and I was looking at the windows and I happened to look down and see the pry bar.
May I approach the witness, Your Honor?
You may.
Mr. Hedlund, I'm showing you what's been received into evidence as Exhibit 15. Do you recognize this?
Yes, I do.
And what is this?
That's a pry bar.
Is this the same pry bar that you saw down in the windowsill?
I believe it is.
Mr. Hedlund, if you recall, what did you or Miss Mitchell do next?
I don't recall if she called the police again, but within a few minutes, somebody was there and I pointed out the pry bar to them.
When you say somebody, who are you referring to?
Oh, somebody from the Detroit Lakes Police Department.
Okay. Were you there when the officer retrieved that pry bar?
Yes, I let them get down in the window well to pick it up. I didn't touch it.
Your Honor, could I publish Exhibit 47?
You may.
Mr. Hedlund, I'm showing you Exhibit 47, which has already been received into evidence. Do you recognize this?
Yes,
Can you tell us what this is?
this is the egress window.
Is this where the pry bar was located?
Yes,
Okay. Did you, after that was removed, did you do something to this area, this window?
could you repeat that?
After the pry bar was recovered, did you do something to this window, this area?
I didn't touch any of it.
You didn't clean out the leaves?
Oh,
Okay. Did either you or Carol Mitchell at any point touch that pry bar?
neither one of us did.
Okay. Had you ever seen that pry bar prior to that morning?
Oh, I did not.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Hedlund. I have no further questions.
Mr. Ringstrom.
Thank you, Your Honor. Good morning, Mr. Hedlund.
Good morning.
What years did you serve in the Navy?
I'm sorry?
What years did you serve in the Navy, sir?
1968 to 1972, active duty, Vietnam, and then after, I gotta think about the year, I think it was 1988 to 91, no. I gotta think. I was in the Naval Air Reserve for a spell as well, serving in Iceland.
I will make sure that I speak up loud enough. I understand hearing loss comes with being in the military.
Thank you.
Mr. Hedlund, It's my understanding that Rod Mitchell died in March of 2023. Is that your memory?
That is my memory.
It's my understanding that he died shortly after the two of you got back from an ice fishing trip. Is that correct?
That is correct.
Okay. Once Rod passed, were you able to go with Carol to any of her doctor's appointments?
No,
Once Rod passed, were you in a position to sort of help her as far as paying bills or doing any paperwork of that type?
no.
I want to ask about the crowbar. You had just testified that you found or you saw the crowbar, correct?
Yes, I did.
Okay. Had anybody else told you that they saw it before you did?
No,
So as far as you know, you were the first person to see it?
that is correct.
And what did you do? Did you immediately call law enforcement, or did you tell Carol about it?
I told Carol about it.
Okay, so you were the first.
Yes.
What time was that, Mr. Headland? Just roughly?
Probably 7 o'clock in the morning.
Okay. Mr. Headland, before that 7 a.m. when you saw it, you had been over at Carol Mitchell's house when some law enforcement was there, is that correct? And if I'm wrong, I don't want to put that in your memory. Were you there, when did you first get there and how long were you there? Maybe that's a better question.
I got there shortly before 7, and I asked Carol about more details,
Okay?
and she pointed out the egress window, and she pointed out a window on the other side of the entryway that the bag, or some bag with some items, were pushed out that window.
Right? Do you remember having a discussion with law enforcement inside of Carol's home, maybe in the kitchen area?
No, not in the kitchen area.
Do you remember any conversations with law enforcement inside the house? Maybe that's a fair question.
Yes,
Okay. Now, I don't think you've had a chance to watch the body camera videos of that, but do you recall a conversation that you and Carol had talking about how Carol said Nicole never came to the house and you disputed that? Do you recall that?
would you repeat that?
Well, I need to ask a cleaner question. That's my fault. Do you remember Carol saying that Nicole never came to the house, and you responded, no, actually, Nicole did come to the house a couple of times?
I don't understand what you're asking.
Well, and I'm trying to make sure that I'm not putting anything in your mind that's not there. I guess the first question would be, when law enforcement was there, and we're talking about this whole situation, did you ever tell police that you had seen Nicole at Carol's house in the past?
That conversation never came up.
Okay. And so if there's a question about whether that conversation happened, we'd want to maybe look at a video if a video exists.
Yes.
Okay, fair enough. Do you remember how Carol Mitchell secured the doors or kept the doors locked or safe back at that time?
Normal lock.
Okay. She didn't have like a security bar or a safety bar jammed against those doors?
Not until after the incident.
Okay. So it only happened after the incident?
Yes.
Okay. So as far as you know, we wouldn't have seen any evidence of those bars before the incident?
That day was the earliest I had ever been at Carol's house, so I wouldn't know if she puts bars on the door, on the locks or not. That's,
Thank you, sir. I appreciate that clarity. Did you get to, I want to move forward after Rod's death. There was a funeral, but then there was a later internment. Were you able to attend the internment?
yes, I was.
Okay. And in your memory, who was there at the internment?
One of Rod's sisters, Carol and I, I think one of either Carol's sister or Carol's niece. There weren't too many of us. There were 4 or 5 of us. That was it.
Okay. But certainly you remember attending it, so Carol wasn't there by herself, correct?
That is correct.
Okay.
She was very distraught. I drove her.
You did drive her there?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Hedlund. I have no further questions.
Mr. McDonald.
Sir, do you remember the date of the internment?
No.
Could it have been exactly 1 year to the date of Rod's passing?
It could have been 1 month to the date of Rod's passing.
1 month?
I didn't write it down.
Sure. Do you remember the year by chance?
Yeah, it was 23.
Well, Mr. Mitchell passed away in 2023, is that correct?
That's correct.
Okay, and do you recall if his ashes were buried that year or the following spring?
Might have been the following spring now that I think about it.
Is it possible that it was exactly 1 year to the date of his passing?
Very possible.
Thank you, Mr. Hedlund. I have no further questions.
No questions, Your Honor.
Mr. Hedlund, you may step down. Thank you. Watch your step.